Hey everyone, welcome back to M&M Miles. This is Manmohit. In today's video, I am going to share with you all the 5 most repeated essays of all time for the IELTS exam. I would be coming up with few more videos in the future as well about updating all of the essays that I've been repeating from a long time. So in this particular video, I would be sharing 5 of those ones alongside their ideas. So not just giving you the essay topics, but also sharing what sort of ideas can you generate and type or write them down in your real exam. Again, these ideas are just kind of as an example. You can think of any other ideas, but at least with these ones, you will have a bit of a sample answer in your mind, as if you get the same essays in the real exam, you will not have to think of the ideas on the spot. You will already just know, okay, these are the ideas that I can actually use. Starting with the very first one, the essay is: today it is common practice for many business meetings and business training to take place online. Do the advantages of this new development outweigh the disadvantages? Now, the name of as this particular last sentence says over here, that do the advantages of new development outweigh the disadvantages? Basically, what they are asking us is, do you believe it's a good thing or do you believe it's a bad thing? So what we need to do in this essay to get a better band score is to discuss both the advantages and the disadvantages of this statement, and then at the end giving our opinion as to do we feel it's better or do we feel it's worse. Now the essay says, today it is common practice for many business meetings and business training to take place online, right? Now whenever I think of the ideas in the real exam, I would always think of the essay topic as a real scenario, as in I would consider myself being in that position and then thinking of what can happen because of that essay topic. Now right now it is saying that all these business meetings, business training are nowadays taking place online. Now we all know that since that COVID happened, after that pretty much all of the workplaces have gone hybrid, or at least going fully work from home. So that means that all the meetings that happen or all the trainings that happen nowadays are happening online via different platforms that we have, like Zoom, Teams, all these kind of apps. And what they're asking is it a good thing or a bad thing? Now when you think of the advantages of this thing, just think of, if you are working a job, if you are in a workplace and if your workplace has gone online, what are the benefits of that and what are the drawbacks of that? In the advantages, I can say something like, because all the meetings and trainings are happening online, it saves the company. I'm even writing this down, so you can write these ideas down in your notebook, that it saves the company a lot of resources. So when the meetings happen in person, like face to face, there's a lot of resources that needs to be arranged. However, if the meetings are happening online, you're just pretty much just using one app, and pretty much all the people, doesn't matter where they are, all around the world, can connect, can attend those meetings, can attend those trainings in a shorter frame of time, and also with fewer resources, like less amount of money would be spent in organizing some worldwide level of meetings. So that could be my one advantage of that. Another one would be, which I just said in my previous idea, was that doesn't matter where the person is, like company can hire people anywhere around the world and then can conduct meetings anywhere that they want. So that would be another benefit, that companies can hire their workers anywhere in the world, and then it will be easier for them to still conduct the training, because they won't have to organize for the person to come in the workplace, or the person or the employee will not have to organize the transport and all those kind of things for coming into the workplace for training and meetings. They can pretty much just get this done wherever they feel like. Now when I talk about disadvantages of the very same thing, I can say, because the meetings and the training is happening online, people are not really comfortable in attending the training online, because they do not learn or they do not get that hands-on experience when they are getting trained online. And in terms of meeting, when the meetings are happening online, there is no, I would say, relationship being built with the team leaders and the employees, because everyone is online. And then a lot of technical issues can happen as well, which can kind of slow down the progress of the meeting, or which can slow down the pace of the training which is being delivered. So all these disadvantages I've given you, and I just pretty much just thought of a real life scenario and I just brought few advantages and disadvantages, and this is what you can write down for this particular essay. The next one that I have is many people believe that family has a greater influence on a child's life and development than other factors such as friends, TV, music, and so on. Do you disagree or do you agree with this statement? So in this essay, again, you will have two choices. You can either just agree with this essay, or you can just disagree, or you can have one agree idea and you can have one disagree idea. I usually tend to have one of each because then I will have a bit more variety in my content. Again, it's not a rule. You can just go with either one of them, but if you want to go for both, you can. Now, when I say something about agree, the essay statement is many people believe that family has a greater influence on a child's life and development than other factors such as friends, TV, music, and so on. If I was to agree, I would say yes, family has a greater influence on child's life because the family is the part. So this is what you can write. Family is a part of the kid's childhood, right? So children grow up with their family before they are introduced to friends, TV, music, and all those kind of things. For the first few years at least, they spend most of the time with their family, with their parents, mom and dad, and they learn a lot of cultural values and beliefs, everything from their family. So yes, family has a greater influence on a child's life and development than all these other things like friends, TV, music, and other things. If I was to disagree that no, family is not a greater influence on child's life, but the other things, then I can say a child only spends few years with their family, but afterwards they start making friends when they go to preschool, school, college, and all those kind of places. They start watching TV at a very early age, like the cartoons or the programs or the shows that they watch at a very young age, the music that they listen to, all those kind of things have a greater impact because child, yes, they do spend first few years with their family, but then the rest of the life or the rest of the few years, they would be spending a lot of time with their friends on TV, music, and other stuff. So those things greatly influence a child's life and also how is that child going to develop personally and professionally. So again, you can either disagree or agree, or you can just go with one of them. That should be absolutely fine. My next essay is these days, many people prefer ready to eat food outside of their home rather than homemade food. Do you think this has more advantages or disadvantages? Pretty much just looking at that, a disadvantage come in my mind. But then, like I said, in the exam, it would be your decision if you want to just go for disadvantages or if you just want to go for advantages or if you want to go with both. If I was to say disadvantage, I can pretty much just say that ready to eat food has lack of nutrients, right? I can say something like this because it's ready to eat, it's stored from a long time, it's pre-packed from a long time, so it loses its nutritional value over time. So that would be a biggest disadvantage of having ready to eat food. And if you were to say advantage, you can say even if someone who doesn't know how to cook can still enjoy various varieties of food. So for example, if someone does not know how to cook, but because they have an option of ready to eat meals, ready to eat food, they can still enjoy different cuisines, different varieties of food, even though they do not know how to cook. And it saves a lot of time in cooking as well. That would be another advantage. And disadvantage would be it lacks nutrients because it's pre-packed from a long time. And then it costs more money as compared to cooking the food at home. So again, another disadvantage of that. Either way, you can't go wrong with any of these ideas. And that would be your decision if you want to just go for disadvantages or if you want to go for advantages or both. Next essay I have is some people believe that it is important to give gifts to friends and family to show that we care about them. Others think that there are better ways to show that we care. Discuss both views and give your opinion. Now, if you read out the statement, it says discuss both views. Guys, this is one reason that I prefer giving both views in every single type of essay that I get when I practice. Why? Because you might get this kind of question in the exam where they want you to discuss both views. So you will not have any option in the exam as to choose if you want to either support this statement or that, because these kind of questions you will have to give both of the views. So it says some people believe that it is important to give gifts to friends and family to show that we care. Others think there are better ways to show that we care. So first, what I'll discuss my view about is in the first statement that it is important to give gifts. So for this one, I can say, yes, it is important to give gifts to your friends and family, because then that particular gift will help them to remember you always. So for example, if I was to give my friend a watch or any gift, like you can think of any gift, whenever my friend will wear that watch or whenever my friend will see that watch, that friend will instantly remember me. Oh, this was gifted by him, right? So that is why giving gifts to your friends and family is important. Whereas if I was to discuss the other view where it says there are better ways to show that we care, I can say it is not really necessary to give gifts to your friends and family to show that we care about them. Sometimes all they need is your company. As long as you are with them, you spend time with them, you invest time in them, you go out with them, you show love and affection towards them, that is all that matters. For example, parents, right? Sometimes you don't even need to give any sort of gifts to your mom and dad. As long as you see them regularly, you visit them, you spend time with them, you go out with them, all these kind of things, they are happier than anything. Like they don't really need any materialistic gifts to see that you care and you love them. So that would be my other view. So as you can see, how instantly am I thinking of these ideas? Why? Because I'm just thinking them from my real life scenario. Like I'm not kind of being fake over here, or these are not those scenarios which have never happened to yourself in your life, right? Like these are very common in general scenarios. So yes, you can think of general ideas, and when it says discuss both views, these are the ideas that you can give. And the last one I've got is some people believe that technology has made man more sociable and others think that it has made us less sociable. Discuss both views and give your opinion. Now again, the moment I see the word technology and made more sociable, what I can say is, again, it asks me to discuss both views. First view I have to discuss is technology has made man more sociable. Yes, that even if a person is living overseas and they cannot really visit their family in person easily, because of the technology, because of the video conferencing, video calls nowadays, it's very easy to stay in touch with your family and friends via social media platforms, via FaceTime, via WhatsApp, via Telegram, all these kind of apps. So technology has enabled people to be more sociable because they don't have to really see that person face to face. They can still be in touch with them. And when I say it has made us less sociable, yes, sometimes people use these social medias as an excuse to not meet the person face to face. Like for example, before the technology, people used to visit their family at least once a year. For example, if a person is living overseas, they would be visiting their family once a year. But since this technology has evolved, because of all these social media apps, people nowadays do not really visit their family once a year. They actually visit them once every 2 years or once every 3 years. Why? Because they can still talk with them on a daily basis via chat, but then they have become less sociable because of the technology. So I can discuss the second view as well. Because they have asked me to discuss both views, yes, this will mean that I need to discuss both of the questions. But again, like I said, if they just ask me my opinion, like, do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing? Again, that would be completely up to you. If you cannot think of multiple different ideas, you can just go for all the advantages. You can just go for all the disadvantages, either way. But the goal in the exam is to make sure to think of these ideas as quickly as possible. Because guys, remember, in the exam, we don't have a lot of time. You get 60 minutes for your writing, but then you have to give 20 minutes for task 1 and you have to give 40 minutes for task 2. Trust me, if you're typing at least 250 words for, let's say, or if you're writing 250 words, 40 minutes is kind of a very tight amount of time. Like you don't really have a lot of time, because you have to think of the ideas, you have to write at least 250 words, and then you have to proofread everything to make sure there are no spelling mistakes. So yes, that can be challenging. So when you think of ideas, keep it simple, keep it short. You don't have to think of very fancy ideas. Guys, ideas will not get you a great score. Like complex ideas will not get you a great score. As long as those ideas are related to the essay, as long as those ideas are related to your content, you should be good enough. Your vocabulary, all those grammatical structure will matter, but then ideas, keep it simple and be quick in the exam with those ideas. So I hope this video was helpful. If you have got any questions, you can leave them down in the comment section below. If you need any sort of content made early, you can again request that in the comments below, and we can make those videos on an early basis. All the best if you have got your exams coming soon. God bless all of you, and I'll see you all in the next video.